Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Monday evening. We survived work. That was Sunday. Mandy and I were exhausted by the time we were finished. But we got through it. And this evening I am talking party food and expectations. That's the word I have in my head. So the reason we're talking party food, we had a big discussion about food on the live last night, and we were talking about the cocktail hedgehog. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, in the 70s in the UK, there was a big thing about drinks parties, and you had little nibbles. Vol au vents were very prevalent, as were hedgehogs. Not real live hedgehogs. What they were was you got a semicircle, so like half a grapefruit, half a melon, half a turnip, whatever. And you covered it in tinfoil. And then you made yourself a stash. You had little cubes of cheese, little silver skin onions, little chipolata potato things, chipolata sausage things, and pineapple cubes. And what you did is you mixed and matched. You put 3 things on each cocktail stick and you mixed and matched them. And then you stuck them in this foil covered semicircle. And that was your hedgehog. So having thought about that, I was telling Mandy we'd been talking about that last night. And I was like, what I want to do, sorry, I'm just getting my tea caddy to lean on. What I want to do this weekend coming, so probably either Friday night or Saturday morning, a lot of the food just now is party food. You get a lot of party foods just now that you don't get any other time of year. And I thought, I'm going to make party foods. So I have the pastry there that I didn't use for sausage rolls because I cooked the sausages instead. So I have pastry there. And I'm like, I'm going to make party foods. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to mix different things together and then make them into little pasties or little patty parcel things. I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm going to do. But I am determined that I'm going to make my own party food because I really, really like that at Christmas and I normally spend a fortune on them. So we will be doing party food. Not quite sure what, but we will investigate. So that is the plan for this weekend. So if you have any little party thingy bobs, please tell me your recipes below. Expectations wise, looking through the news as I do every day, and there was a report in Sky News saying we're going back to the Victorian age, the haves and the have-nots. And then there was a report in the Mail about how to keep yourself warm this winter because it costs so much to run central heating, etc. And I'm just like, why? There's 2 reports. That was all I saw. Reports filled about the COVID report and everything that's happening around the world and the Rwanda thing. Like, people are struggling here. And it just seems to not be a thing. And that irks me that, there's people who can't put the heating on. There's people who are struggling to feed their families. And it seems to have dropped out of the media. And I'm like, well, why? Sorry, I just heard a noise there and I didn't know what it was, but it's my dishwasher's on. I got a bit confused. So yeah, there seems to be all this stuff going on, but the actual day-to-day lives of people who are struggling does not seem to be a focus for anyone anymore. And as you know, here in the UK, the energy price cap is going up in January. There's no help from the government this year, so we're all going to be struggling. And, it's like, why is this not a bigger thing? And then if it is a bigger thing, you think, how bad is this? that it's newsworthy. There's so many people struggling so much that it's newsworthy, but nobody seems to be doing anything about it. And my expectation would have been, when I was younger, that, there would be a way around this. And I'm just not getting it. I'm not seeing it. So therefore, nowadays, my expectation is if that's what's going to happen, I need to fix it and I need to be ready for it. Hence, having a stockpile, hence learning how to make jam, learning how to do pressure canning, learning how to dehydrate veggies, learning how to cook different things, add different flavours. Can I just mention, for anyone who has been in this channel for a while, you will know that I do not really, I was a very, very plain eater. Last night, I'd cooked the sausages in the air fryer, so I sliced up some sausages, fried up some onions, boiled up some noodles with some veggies, added some frozen peas and stuff, and to the noodles, to the frying pan with the onions, I added honey and soya sauce and Worcestershire sauce and salt and pepper, which is a whole lot more than I would normally do. You'd be lucky if I used to put salt on anything. And all these different flavours are good. So we are learning. And things like when I was saying to Mandy about trying to make one of the desserts I'd seen on YouTube with peach slices and honey and puff pastry, and she's like, oh, and a little bit of sweet cinnamon gives it Christmas flavour. I was like, oh, so it does. So there's all these little things that I have learned over the last couple of years. See, I've now stretched it from a year ago to a couple of years because this is me starting on my second year. And it has saved me so much money, which has meant I've managed to build a little stockpile. It's meant I've managed to stay on top of my energy bills, etc. Just by changing how I shop. Certainly, if you see some of my early hauls, they've got so much stuff in them. But my shopping now is much more bargains, much more like reduced meat and such things like that. And I just cook with what I've got. So my expectations have changed from where they were a few years ago. My expectation a few years ago, if the cost of living went up, was like, well, obviously they'll need to put wages up. Really, Karen? That was a very nice thought for you to have. It's not happened. So my expectations have changed quite a bit. And my next one, at some point in time this week, I have started, I'm going to rearrange the stuff in my kitchen because I've just got bits everywhere. So I need to get it changed. So I have taken down my cake stand. I have a cake stand. When did I last use a cake stand? About 5 years ago. So I have now unscrewed it and it shall go somewhere. But it takes up a lot less space, which means I have space in the top of the cupboard there. I also removed the cafetiere, which I don't use because I have the coffee machine. So I will see if anyone wants them, and it gives me more space. And before Christmas, I am going to rearrange this kitchen, and it's going to be much tidier and neater and stuff. At least that's the thought. We'll see. But now I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea and not have a chocolate biscuit because I've just had my dinner. And I will catch you later.